What's up, everybody? It's your boy Fro Shocker here, the nicest hedgehog. And before anything else, I am tired, and this is the fourth video I'm recording. Two of these videos I was really happy to have recorded. One is okay, and one I'm just now tired. But I'm finishing up my team building for G8DL because, no longer have a chance to make playoffs, so I'm just finishing up my battles that I decided I was going to do and just team build. So, but if you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Fish Shocker crew today because you'll be feeling with the king of the crew. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this matchup. We're going against my good buddy Jake, aka Lord Ixie himself. This is a very interesting matchup. Jake's got a pretty interesting team. He actually took over a team about roughly midway for the season, so definitely something to kind of note right there. But yeah, so Jake's team, I don't know if he has a chance of playoffs or not. He may or may not, I don't know, but he's gonna probably just try to play to win, like I'm gonna just somewhat try to play to win, but I'm also having some fun. Also, from you can see in the G8DL week 6, I haven't played that game yet. Also, you can see I did go Fro, and I won't go over the move set because of this, but I think it's kind of a specially defensive set with, a setup variation of bulk up. That's all I really gotta say. But we're going against Jake this week. Let's break down Jake's team. He's got Saboteur, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Gudra, Vikavolt, Chandelure, Drapion, Aerodactyl, G-Max, Rillaboom, Scizor, Azul, Romatiz, and Jolteon. So looking at his team, I don't think Jolteons are going to really come. I feel like Jolteon doesn't match up that well. Romatiz kind of doesn't really do anything. It had Mystical Fire. I definitely could see that thing coming versus me for sure. So definitely something to kind of note right there. Azov could have a potential shot to come because of its coverage and everything like that, but I don't know if it really will. Scizor is one of those ones that has really good priority, but I don't know if his priority is really that good versus me. It just comes down to his. I think Max Rillaboom has a really decent shot to come, but again, there's a good amount on my team that kind of just counters Rillaboom really easily. So there's that. Aerodactyl, I can easily see be brought versus my team with the way my team's built. I mean, Fire Fang, Dual Wing Beat, Rock Move, and then Dragon Dance. That's about it. I can't beat it. I wouldn't be able to beat it then. 100% wouldn't be able to beat it if he brings that. So it could be something he could bring, but look at the main six things. Seismitoad comes because of the fact that my electric type is Raikou. My Raikou does not have HP Grass anymore, so he doesn't get walls it or has any ways to go for it, so I can't really bring Raikou. Urshifu Rapid Strike's very annoying versus my team. It kind of really does a lot to us as well, which is kind of annoying. Gudra is also very annoying. Actually, does really well. It's kind of one of his guaranteed Ferrothorn answers because if you look at his team, he's a little bit weak to Ferrothorn. It's definitely one of his main answers to that. I think Vikavolt comes for an option of either webs or just being a fast offensive agility abuser with Roost potentially with that, but I don't know. Excuse me. In that type of situation. I definitely think Chandelure comes. Chandelure can pretty much freely click either choice specs or choice scarf moves against me, which is very important to note. I'd highly doubt it's Trick Room or Calm Mind because I don't think it does that too much for me. But you never know with Jake. You could bring something else. And I think Drapion comes. If he doesn't bring Drapion, then he loses to Latios straight up, essentially. So it would be something he has to keep in mind. So I'm hoping the plan here is to hope to force Jake to prep these amount of mons and hope that he messes up and just does not prep for what he thinks he needs to see. So I'm really hoping we can catch him that way. So there's that. But let's go ahead and bring out the team we are got. And also, guys, I didn't really bring too much of a competitive set. I just kind of brought this and then just because I'm tired, I kind of didn't feel like. I mean, I'm not trying. I mean, I'm gonna try, but I didn't really try at the same time. But yeah, so we have Typhoon here, who was our first pick, and he's going to be coming to the last game. I think Typhoon doesn't make his appearance at least one game, I think, this season, which is pretty unique. But we're in Hurricane, Heat Wave, Knockoff, Air Slash, Flying Stab, and this matchup does really incredibly well against Jake, which is really important to know right there. We're running Heat Wave for the Scizor. It's also a good way to hit the Vikavolt as well on potential switch in. We have Knockoff to remove items, and then again double Flying Stab just because it's really good versus him. We are running max HP with the Assault Vest. We are also carrying 16 HP, 56 special attack, 76 in defense, and 64 speed. I could have ran maybe something like a modest or bold or calm nature or something like that. But I honestly did not care. I decided to run timid just for speed and just give us some investments into our stats, which I think is really good to note. But you know, Assault Vest lets me pretty much live a lot of hits. I can just really start clicking attacks here with having a regenerator. It's really good as well. So felt like that was something to really kind of be able to enjoy. We're bringing Primarina this week, and I thought, you know, let's have a little fun with this set. We're gonna go ahead and just bring a more of a kind of offensive Primarina, but bring it kind of bulky at the same time. We're bringing Life Orb Primarina, of course, the Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Moonblast, and Scald. Basically, I don't need Energy Ball in this set to beat certain things. Moonblast does what I need to hit, and Scald hits whatever I can't hit, and then just having my general dull stab just does so much, which is incredibly good. This thing walls Seismitoad, this thing can wall Gudra, it walls everything. The only thing it struggles to wall is Vikavolt, obviously, but if I can get at least a Calm Mind or two, Vikavolt's not that much of a problem. If he doesn't even brain Vikavolt, then he's really messing up because then there's not much you can do about it. But yeah, so I ultimately felt like this was a really good one to have going to this matchup. I feel like the Calm Mind set really is going to put in a lot of work versus Jake, and I don't think Jake's really expecting Calm Mind. He might be expecting Choice Specs. We're bringing Frosty again. We're bringing a Choice Bandit set this week. I felt like Choice Bandit was really, really good because it just nukes so many things. We're running Iso Crash, U-Turn, Fire Punch, and Earthquake. Basically, once we get into Zen mode, this thing is starting to kill everything that is chipped, and it's just going to be a nightmare for him to deal with. Running 20 HP just because it's the only bulk. I decided to go more of an offensive route than a kind of speedy, relatively bulky route because of that, but ultimately I felt like this was a better decision. This is faster than Chandelure, so if Chandelure is faster than me, it is guaranteed to show Choice Scarf. This might be just my straight up lead, depending if I see Urshifu. If I see Urshifu, this won't be my lead. But if Urshifu's not there, this is 100% my lead regardless, because it's a free Icicle Crash, it's a free U-Turn, it's a free Fire Punch, and it's a free Earthquake. So anything I really want in more for this. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying Frosty, and hopefully Frosty gets to put in some work. I decided to bring Judo again this week. I felt like Judo was relatively good. I think a fighting type in this matchup is really kind of what I need. Doesn't really get stumped by too much, but I felt like it was something that was really needed. We're running leftovers this week: 136 HP, 112 in the attack, 136 defense, and 124 speed. With again the careful nature. We are running Thunder Punch, Circuit Throw, Knockoff, and Ice Punch. I think Circuit Throw is really good because it can stop things from setting up. It's also really good to kind of just guarantee flip things out and just bring something in that can benefit me a little bit more. Knockoff's really good for removing items. Thunder Punch is really good because it checks the Urshifu, which is really good. It's also a good way to hit things like the what else? I don't think actually anything else actually. Oh, it's a good way to also hit relatively the Aerodactyl. And then Ice Punch is there to hit things like Goodra. It's there to hit things like the Aerodactyl. It's good to hit things like the Rillaboom as well. I didn't decide to put Fire Punch on there because again, Bug Steel is neutral, and I didn't think of putting Poison Move just because I don't think Aromatisse is really good. And I plus have other ways around Aromatisse, so I just didn't really feel like I needed to put that coverage on it. Up next, we have hashtag Mama is Best or Kangaskhan holding the Chople Berry. This is basically designed to stay in against the Urshifu once it is weakened down. Running Body Slam, Power Up Punch, Fire Punch, and Ice Punch. I felt like Fire Punch is more important now this time to hit Scizor in case Scizor does come. It's also a good way to hit the Vikavolt as well because I don't feel like going for Body Slam. Obviously, running the Scrappy ability so that we could be able to hit that Chandelure with a with a normal type move. And then we have Ice Punch there for the Goudreau. Obviously, it's also with Fire Punch and Ice Punch. It's also good for the Rillaboom as well. And then Ice Punch is also really good because it's the Aerodactyl as well. Body Slam pretty much just will hurt a majority of his team for the most part, so that's something else going to click in that type of sense. But ultimately, I think Kangaskhan can put in a lot of work. We're in 120 HP, 156 in attack, 116 defense, and a 108 spit depth. With the careful nature, be a little more specially defensive. But again, the Chople Berry is designed to stay in against the Urshifu and basically hopefully knock it out with a body slam if it's chipped down. It needs to be chipped down just a little bit for this to do a lot of work. But again, I think we can personally do it with that. And last but not least, running Thorny with that Rocky helmet. He's got a couple of mons that are physically offensive that we can pretty much just take advantage of. But Thorny here, I think, is going to be really good. Power Whip, Toxic, Protect, and Knock Off. Max HP, 20 in attack, 108 in defense, 128 speed def with the careful nature. Again, mixed defensive, but a little more Fizz def and more speed def invested this time. just because I think his team being a little more depth heavy, it's really more a better option to go this route than that. Power Whip hits a good chunk of his team for super effective neutral damage. Toxic's really there for anything that's going to switch in on this thing. Protect's really good to for one, stall out turns, and two, it's sadly a good way to toxic stall. And last, we're bringing knockoff just to remove items. Again, knockoff spam is on 3 of my mons, but the reason why I have that is because Jake's team, if I can cripple their items, they're basically gone and rendered useless, which I think is more important than anything to just get rid of those items out of the gate and just weaken them down. So, I mean, if I lose my Rocking Helmet, it's not the end of the world, but if I can keep my Rocking Helmet and just start weakening down a lot of things on his team, that ultimately ends up being beneficial for me. But that's going to be the team recap. The draft. That's going to be the team, guys, for week 7 of the G8DL. That's our final week. Again, there's no way we're making playoffs, so I'm hopefully happen. I had a lot of fun trying to do these, and I kind of did, but who knows. But yeah, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. You can tell I'm tired. Join the Fish Crew today because you'll be feeling the king of the crew. And with that, I'm going to go to sleep, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.